Hello and welcome to the Tottenham America channel. Today we will be reacting to Tottenham's humiliating defeat away from home as they conceded 4 goals to Leicester City, who sat in 13th place prior to the match in a game that if they won, that would see them go back into the top 4 of the Premier League, at least for the next couple of hours. Bentancur got Tottenham started off underway very quickly before Leicester came back with 4 goals, Tottenham providing no response.
In the 14th minute, Spurs got up and running, and it was Rodrigo Bentancur who scored. The corner was whipped in by Perisic, and it fell to Christensen, who mishit his clearance, and it fell to Bentancur, who did well to react quickly and just poked the ball into the net from close range, and Spurs were up 1-0 and had hope that they can win this match. In the 23rd minute, Mendy then lashes the ball into the net. It's a brilliant goal for Leicester, and Leicester are level. The corner comes in from Maddison. It is headed on from the near post. Bentancur clears it off the line, and it falls to Mendy on the edge of the box, who lashes it into the near post. Forster can't do anything about it, and literally comes off the back of the net and doesn't bounce on the floor in the net. That's how powerful the shot was.
2 minutes later, James Maddison gives Leicester the lead in the 25th minute as Tottenham lose the ball within their own half. The ball comes to Iheanacho. Dyer and Tanganga are the only ones back. They slice Tottenham's back end open like hot knife through butter, and Iheanacho finds Maddison, squares it in front of Forster to take him off the line, and Maddison finishes at the first time of asking to give Leicester a shock lead within 2 minutes of their first response through Napoli's Mendy. Then right before halftime in the 45th plus 4 minute, Iheanacho gives Leicester some insurance. Sutar hoists a huge pass over for the midfield for Iheanacho, who takes close control of it, dribbling in, and then he puts it on his left foot and curls a strike around Dyer and Forster into the back of the net. Way too easy for Leicester to get through the Tottenham defense. In the 70th minute, Leicester score again to make it 4-1, but VAR rules it out because of offside. Iheanacho beats Tanganga before laying it off to Harvey Barnes, but Harvey Barnes is offside, and so the goal is disallowed. And Tottenham have some hope in their head until the 81st minute when Harvey Barnes makes it 4. Maddison dashes through the midfield and finds Barnes on the edge of the penalty area. Barnes stops and just curls the ball into the back of the net. Literally just a calm pass to go around Dyer and around Forster and into the back of the net. Forster really could not do anything about it, and Leicester just tore apart Tottenham at the King Power today. It was a bad performance from Tottenham.
Really humiliating. I think if it was 3-1, that would have been a bad performance from us, but 4-1 pretty much put it off the edge for us, and a humiliating performance from Spurs. Pedro Porro had a really tough debut today, finding life in Premier League compared to his Portuguese league back when he was at Sporting. I think it's going to take him a while to fit into the Spurs squad, and he certainly can't play with Tanganga behind him at right center back. He has to have Kuti there because he's not a great defender. We saw that today. He got caught off many times by Harvey Barnes, but we did see him at times when he was attacking. He did pretty well, but the link wasn't there with Kulusevski in attack, and his defense was poor. So I think it's going to take him a while to fill into this Spurs team. But for now, I think Emerson is going to keep his spot at right wing back.
So, looking at the table now, Tottenham have played 23 games, which is tied most out of the top 10. Most other teams have played 21 or 22. Liverpool have played 20, and Fulham have played 23. We sit in 5th. This was a huge chance for us to go over Newcastle and at least give us a chance of getting into the top 4. We fumbled that opportunity completely. We now sit 5th on 39 points, and now Brighton have the opportunity to take us over. They have 35 points, but they've only played 21 games. So those 6 additional points, that if they win those other 2 games in hand, could see them take 5th over us. But that's really the only team that could overtake us in terms of games in hand. Newcastle could go 6 more points ahead of us, so 7 points ahead of us in total if they win their 2 in hand. So this was the chance for us to get back into the race for the top 4, but we completely fumbled it. We started the game okay.
Pretty good. We looked really confident after the goal until Mendy really smashed that goal in our face.
And then it just got worse and worse. Madison scored. Then we literally had like no look into the ball. So many mistakes today on every level. Kulusevski was pretty poor, I think, in my opinion. He wasn't great.
He didn't link well with Pedro Porro at all. The partnership, the passing, runs by Pedro Porro down the line that Emerson normally makes was not there today.
Yeah. Kane was a shock horror after the second goal was conceded. No, we could not find him. And his first touches weren't great either. Son did well in the first half, but he definitely had to drop off a cliff in the second half. I think he just slowed down a lot. He lost that yard of pace that he showed in the first half. Perisic had multiple chances today.
He was pretty good in the
He was good
in the first half.
But he missed so many opportunities. It was
Again,
shocking.
he sets himself up so well. It's just one time he had so much time on the ball, so much space. He was on that left-hand side, and he had a box full of Spurs players and Leicester players, and all he needed to do was kind of loft that ball up into there.
And he put it way past.
He put it right over all the players.
Davies, pretty bad. Dyer was really bad. Tanganga, really bad. Pedro Porro, not a good first debut, but I think some blame can be put on the fact that Tanganga started right behind him. And if you start Pedro Porro, an attacking right wing back, you have to start a good defender, and Tanganga is not really that. Yeah. Højbjerg was okay. Not
Højbjerg,
the worst,
you
but not
could
the best.
see he fell off as soon as Bentancur went on injured. Let's move on to Bentancur. He's my man of the match today. Really good instincts for him for the goal. He was driving forward. He looked like the only Spurs player that was alert.
He was the only one who turned up today. He was the only one who was here today.
I mean, the closest second I could say would probably be Richarlison or Danjuma when they came on.
Richarlison, I mean, he was okay. He wasn't
didn't really
anything crazy.
have much action, but
Danjuma
he had urgency.
Yeah, he actually wanted to do something on that left-hand side. So he should have been... All of our substitutions were way too late. 75 minutes when you're 3-1 down is the worst. You have to make them in the 60th minute if you want any effect. Because we looked better, but we had 10 minutes left. What are we going to do in 10 minutes?
Yeah, we finished, and they needed a good 5 minutes at least to adapt to the game. They're not going to score as soon as they come on unless they're like Lucas Moura or Steven Bergwijn.
Yeah.
But they need time. You can't just bring them on for 15 minutes and expect them to have an impact. You need to bring them on earlier, 65th minute. That was a perfect time. We were already down 3-1.
Yeah.
I don't know what Conte is doing.
Exactly. And that's the part that I don't like about Conte is his stubbornness, his unwillingness to change. He hates substitutions early. I think we can see that. The only reason we made a substitution early was because of that Bentancur injury. But Conte's plans are just so predictable that we looked like a different team under Stellini last weekend.
Yeah.
The drive was there, the fight was there. Today it was here for 15 minutes and it was gone.
I would love to see Stellini as our head coach.
Yeah. Because I think it would work. I think he puts something into the players that Conte is not able to kind of convert to the players.
Similar to how Mikel Arteta broke off of Pep's staff.
That's true. That's another big point, yeah.
Stellini could do that with Spurs.
But one thing I'm really worried about is the Bentancur injury. He was bundled over after there was a collision of knees with Napoli's Mendy. Mendy was fine, but Bentancur was writhing on the floor for a good 5 to 10 minutes. Probably around 5 minutes. He was grabbing onto Kulusevski's leg. That's how much he was hurt. I think he was crying. And they had to bring out basically air that would help relieve the pain that he would breathe into. So my first thought was it's an ACL. I thought it was an ACL. And we're not going to know for sure until we hear back the reports from the medical team. But I think it's going to be a pretty bad injury, it looks like. So I'm hoping that he does better.
He didn't even use the stretcher. I think the pain relief gave him enough relief.
Yeah, but he wanted to come back on.
You could see.
Which would have been the worst idea ever. I'm glad Conte made the decision to just bring Sarr on. But we have to hope that Bentancur is okay because Højbjerg is suspended for the first leg at AC Milan and Bissouma's injured, which means we'll be playing a midfield of Skip and Sarr if Bentancur is injured. So things in the future are going to look very, very interesting.
If Basuma didn't get injured, I believe it wasn't an injury in training.
I don't know what it was.
It was something. Yeah. But this could have been Basuma. If Basuma wasn't injured, this could have been a huge chance for him to break into the starting. If Bentancur is going to be out for a good number of weeks, Basuma, this is his time to shine, but he's not there.
Yeah. So, but that is it for our reactions to Tottenham's 4-1 loss to Leicester at the King Power Stadium as defensive errors take over for a really fireless, just passion-missing Spurs who failed to take the opportunity to move into 4th place and drive into the top 4, restarting their campaign for the season as Mendy, Maddison, Iheanacho, and Barnes sealed the victory for Leicester. If you enjoyed and want to see more Tottenham content, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Comment down below what your thoughts were on these defensive errors in the game today. And until next time,
come on, you Spurs!